Hey guys, it's me again, Alfredo, here from Uncut English. Today, coming to you from a different angle and under very different weather conditions. It's pouring down here where I am right now. So I'm driving back home. I just came to see my son. And now I'm driving back home, and I thought, well, today is Sunday. We are in the middle of the carnival holiday. And in the spirit of not giving up on this series, because I promised I would be posting 2 videos a day. So here I am for another one. So today on my way home, I thought about preparing 2 videos for you. One is about the use of the verb to make. For a very specific use, with very specific meaning. And the meaning I have in mind is this. So there is an expression like this. You can make it. You can make it. And it's interesting because when we think about the verb to make, we normally associate with the verb to do, like to do something, to make something. And one of these days I'm going to make another video specifically about that, about the difference between the verbs to make and the verb to do. So basically speaking, we use the verb to make when at the end of our actions we have a product. So for instance, if you're cooking, you can make a cake and you can make a salad, but the act of cooking, right? So if you refer just to the action, then you use the verb to do to refer to it. So for instance, okay, so tonight who's going to do the cooking? In other words, who's going to be responsible for preparing the food? Okay, so in a situation like that, if I refer to the action to cook, then I use the verb to do. Who's going to do the cooking? And if I'm more specific, and if I'm talking about a cake or a salad or a pizza, we use the verb to make. Okay, I made a pizza, I made a cake, I made a salad. Okay, but this expression, make it, it's different. So I'm going to tell you a little story, and hopefully at the end of this video, I must not forget to do that. I'm going to put in the description of this video a link to a clip from Friends, in which this expression is used. I mean, you might have seen in other films as well, because it's quite colloquial, it's used quite often. But I'm going to tell you this story, and then I'm going to explain how it's used in the context of this film. So, in this series, Friends, there is an episode at the end of the eighth season when Ross takes Rachel to the hospital because Rachel is pregnant. Rachel used to be his girlfriend, so Ross and Rachel, 2 characters, they have to go to the hospital because Rachel is pregnant, she's going to have a baby. Okay. And Ross gets to the hospital and he's very excited because he thought he managed to get to the hospital very fast. So Ross is a bit of a freak, actually, when it comes to things like that, because he's a professor at university, and everything for him is about efficiency, about being smart. Anyway, he gets to the hospital, and then he turns to Rachel and says, "Oh my God, we got here under 7 minutes." So he timed himself from their apartment to the hospital. He had a timer. Maybe his wristwatch had a timer functionality in it, and he used that to see how long it would take them to get to the hospital. And then they get to the hospital, and he says, "Oh my God, we got here under 7 minutes." But then, and he thought he was the first one to get to the hospital. But then, from a side door comes his friends, Joey and Chandler, and the other girls, people they hang out with. So then it's like this. He gets very disappointed because he thought he was the first one to get to the hospital. He was bringing Rachel. She was in labor and she was going to have a baby. But then when Joey opened this side door and he saw Ross, he said, "Hey, you made it." So let's explore this expression. What does that mean when you say you make it? What does it mean to make it? Well, we normally use this expression when we are talking about an accomplishment. We're talking about succeeding in a task. So Joey expected Ross to arrive late at the hospital, or he expected Ross to fail to get to the hospital in time, because Rachel was in labor. So in his mind, Ross is not going to make it. Ross is not going to get to the hospital in time. In other words, Ross is not going to succeed in the task of bringing Rachel to the hospital in time before she has the baby, because she's in labor. So he was not expecting Ross to be successful. So when he saw him, he said that to express surprise. And that's why he said, "Oh, you made it." And so, to wrap it up, this verb, the verb to make, in an expression like this, okay, to make it, means to succeed at doing something. So in this case, Joey simply expressed surprise that Ross had succeeded at getting to the hospital very fast before Rachel had the baby. Okay? So, in the future, if you ever need to use an expression to express this idea of being successful at something, you can use this. You simply use the verb to make, and the complement of the verb to make is going to be the pronoun it. And it is going to refer to whatever is in the context of the conversation. So, for example, imagine, since in this channel we talk about acquiring fluency, and becoming more proficient with the language. Let's say you are someone that I know is struggling with the language, and we exchange a few ideas, and I encourage you to study, and then I don't see you for 6 months or a year. And the next time I meet you, you're speaking fluently. And I feel very happy for you, but at the same time I feel surprised, because you impressed me by how much progress you made in just 6 months or 1 year. And now I can see that you're fluent, and then I can say, "Wow, you made it. You succeeded. Now you're fluent in the language." Okay? So basically that's it. We can use the verb to make to express the idea of accomplishing something, of being successful at doing something. Okay? So that's what this video was all about. I'm sorry about the noise. I'm sorry about the rain. But I didn't want to waste this opportunity. My name is Alfredo. This is Uncut English. I'll see you again in our next video lesson. Bye.